Alright everyone, I haven't really done one of these kinds of videos in a while, but this is the first time I'm going to be experimenting with solid state drives. And let me make sure there's nothing in. Yeah, that's it. So I got two solid state drives. This one here I'm going to be using for my desktop computer, and this one I'm going to be using for the Wii U. Now, you may be wondering, it's like, wait a minute, don't I already have an external drive for the Wii U? Yes, but I'd rather go with a solid state drive. One of the issues I have when it comes to the regular kind of hard drives is, say like if I'm watching Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever on the Wii U, I leave it pause, I go somewhere else, do something, come back. And if you don't use the Wii U for a while, you know, the hard drive would just power down. So when I try to do something else, the system has to wait for the hard drive to spin up. And the one I have, while the hard drive itself is fine, it just takes too long. So this hopefully would speed it up. This is just a cheap refurbished one. It's a Corsair 120 gigabyte solid state drive. You know, it's not a super high-end solid state drive, because like I said, this is for the Wii U, and the Wii U only takes external drives, so it goes through USB 2.0. So you don't really need a big fancy super fast solid state drive, because it's still going to be limited to USB 2. This one, on the other hand, is a much beefier one. This is This does 6 megabits a second. The write speed is 130 megabits a second. And the read for this one here is 530. So this one's a fairly fast solid state drive. And it's a Samsung, and I hear these are actually pretty good. This is a Corsair. This was only 80 bucks. This one was on sale for 110. And for 120 gig hard solid state drive, that's actually pretty good. But you know, I did not get these for storage. I got this for speed. Basically, all I'm using this for is to put the Windows install on here and the programs I mainly use on it. Everything else will be stored on the 2 terabyte hard drive in the desktop computer. So, because this is primarily a gaming channel with a little bit of technology stuff, this is the enclosure I'm going to be using for the Wii U. Now I'm hoping this is going to work fine, because I heard that the Wii U, if you want to use an external drive, you need to use both USB ports. But because this is a solid state drive, it requires a lot less power, so I'm hoping this will be fine. But if not, I'll have to get one with a plug on it. Whoa. But so yeah, let's put this thing together. Alright, so let me take this off here. Now, like I said, this particular one is a refurbished. I didn't want to get a super expensive drive for the Wii U. It's not really necessary. But this is the drive, 120 gigs. This thing is small. Jeez. Alright, so I'm guessing this just goes in here like so. Alright, that's in there. Now, of course, before I even plug this in, I will have to transfer all the stuff I have on the external back to the internal drive. But it is nice that, and this external drive was only like $6, so. Alright, you know what? I'm probably going to skip this part. Alright, so I put the hard drive in here, and so I'll just put this to the side. So basically what we're going to be doing data management. I'm going to have to move each of the stuff here to the internal. But I'm not going to do that part now. But what I'm going to do, I'll do a quick unboxing. There it goes. Ooh, pretty. Of course, this is going to be inside. But this is also a 120 gig hard drive. And awesome tab. So, the reason why I got this particular one is because this has a an enclosure, or a okay, so it actually does come with everything I need. So what's kind of slick about this, ooh, this is actually pretty useful here. This is a USB adapter. That's kind of cool right there. But this is an adapter so that I would just mount it on here, and then I would just put this in the bay where a regular hard drive would go. So this is really useful here. But yeah, I'm not gonna do a video on installing this in the hard drive, but what I will do is I will install Windows on here, or actually before I do that, I'll just film my computer booting up, and then we can see the big time difference, because the one right now is a fairly new Windows install. It's just something happened to it, so it kind of screwed it up. But yeah, let's get to it and let's see what happens. Alright guys, this is not scientific or anything. It's just I'm gonna boot it up. Now I took off my password, so it just boots straight into Windows, and I'll turn it on right now. So it started about the 15-second mark on my camera. So let's see how long it takes. And that is the motherboard I use, so if you're wondering what kind of motherboard I use, that's the one. I mean, it's not state-of-the-art or anything, but it's not exactly outdated. Though the RAM of it is a little bit on the slow side, but I have 8 gigs worth, and for what I do for this with this computer, it works fine. Alright, so it took about a minute. That's pretty interesting. A minute is not terribly long, but again, it does take about a minute to boot up into Windows. So, what I'll do, because I'm also moving stuff to the internal memory in the Wii U, I'll put in the hard drive, the SSD, which is on this little tray thing. It's screwed in. So I'll have to turn off the computer, plug it in, and put it back on and reinstall Windows, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I'm in the process of installing Windows. I put the SSD drive in, but apparently it didn't come with a conversion cable for the power, and I was just going to use that for my my old hard drive that was already in here, because like the hard drive I got for it was just 120 gigs, and you know, I have a 2 terabyte drive already in it. It's in there, it's just not connected to anything for right now. I'm just going to install Windows and just go from there. But one thing I will say, the computer is much quieter. You don't hear those loud clicking noises. And another thing, the SSD drive does not want to work with this Wii U. I don't know why, but I think what I'll do with this, because I have it and why not, I'll actually just stick it in my laptop. So when I get a chance, or if I have a day off or something from work and I got nothing else to do, this will be my little project, replacing the hard drive. So I think that's what I'll do, and because I already bought an enclosure, I'll just stick that hard drive that's in there inside the enclosure and just use that for external storage for the laptop if I need it, and call it a day. But yeah, time to get this started. So let's see how long this will take, and I'm also transferring all the data back to the external drive. Kind of wish I had a transfer all button, so you don't have to go through each one. I installed it, applied all the updates, all the software I needed, and now I'm going to turn it on. Starting at the 15-second mark, and let's see how long this takes. Now, like I said, the first time around with the old school kind of hard drive, it took about a minute. Alright. Pretty quick, I must say. That took about 25 seconds from pushing the button to getting into the desktop, which is more than half the time by a slight margin, but again, it is much quicker. I did notice that even when I was doing updates, it was going by much quicker. The installs are very snappy because there's no moving parts. So I don't know how that's going to translate into games per se, but in terms of just doing work in general on here, it would be much smoother. So the only thing I need is a conversion power cable, so that I can power up that hard drive and just use the cable that came with the SSD and use that for the data. But that's pretty much it. Everything else is up and running, and yeah, should I install this in my laptop? The laptop I have is a Toshiba Satellite E205, and I did a little research on how to take it apart, and it's literally taken apart. The laptop I have doesn't have little doors for me just to swap out hard drives, which I kind of wish it did, but it doesn't. But is it worth going through all the trouble to put this hard drive in, or should I just return this, get my money back, and call it a day? But I did get this originally for the Wii U, but for some reason it just doesn't work. I don't know if it just doesn't support SSDs or it's the hard drive enclosure, but honestly I'll just stick to what I have, and I'll let you guys let me know. Should I stick this in my laptop or just return this and get my money back? Alright everyone, this is just the next day after I install Windows. I had to run back to the store today to get a conversion cable for my 2 terabyte hard drive so that I can actually use it, because apparently I used up all the connections for the SATA port, so I had to get a conversion cable for it. But let's turn this on. Let's see how quickly this will start. Starting at the 30-second mark. I'm at 10 seconds. $20 seconds. $30 seconds. About 35 seconds. So that's pretty quick. Pretty impressive. So yeah, is SSD drives really worth the money? Yeah, it is. But honestly, if you're looking to save money on a SSD, you don't have to go crazy with the size of it. I only got a 120 gig SSD drive, and I got that primarily for Windows. Excuse me. I got it for Windows and the primary softwares I use, and that's pretty much it. Everything else will get stored on the terabyte drive. So everything I ever did on YouTube's on there. Of course, I have a backup of it somewhere, but I do have a backup of that. And just media, music, stuff like that, all on the 2 terabyte hard drive. So, and one thing that's really nice now is that I don't hear that annoying clicking noise all the time. The one I had, the 2 terabyte hard drive I have, is a Hitachi hard drive. They're good drives, but they're kind of noisy. So that was getting a little annoying too. This computer is much quieter now. But it's also snappy, which is good. Anyway, that's it. Like always, have a good one.